Watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3, I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdu.
I am Jassy Marik with sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampasad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Hundreds of URP workers sent home. Government says it's all part of a plan to restructure the organization.
Despite government support of U.S. intervention, Venezuela's ambassador says bilateral relations between his country and Trinidad and Tobago remain strong.
CMO Roshan Parasram asked to quit just days before resuming duties.
Coming up in sport.
We can't change the dynamics of the results now, but what we can control is what in front of us.
York sees life in TNT's World Cup campaign still after the Reggae Boys sucker punched the Warriors at the office.
Another afternoon with thunderstorms and flash flooding in northwestern Trinidad. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
3 months after 11,000 CPEP workers were sent home, 400 URP workers suffer the same fate today.
Government says it's all part of a plan to restructure the company after discovering that ghost gangs have been siphoning thousands of dollars.
Doris Polo and Crystal James report.
Across 12 regional offices, termination letters were issued to 400 monthly paid URP workers, what local government minister Khadija Amin described as a hefty number.
So you sent home 10 people who work in 10 years with nothing, just 1 month's salary, who have vacation, no vacation.
A union representative who had not yet received her own termination letter said the process was riddled with errors, including incorrect employment dates and no consideration for vacation leave. She acknowledged that changes often follow a shift in government, but urged leaders to remember these are people with lives at stake.
Some children have children going to university, secondary school. We don't have done children. My son going university. I have a rent to pay, them never give me a house.
But Minister Amin rejected suggestions that the move was politically driven.
Quite frankly, if we operated like the PNM, all of those people would have been sent home as soon as the election was finished. We did not do that, so we are not victimizing anyone.
She said the government uncovered ghost gangs siphoning as much as $100,000 per month, though she provided no update on whether arrests have been made. Amin insisted URP workers, including opposition supporters, would be rehired once the cleanup is complete.
In rooting out the corruption, you will have some persons who are negatively impacted in the short run, but in the long run, everybody will benefit.
The opposition PNM has pushed back, with Chairman Marvin Gonzalez calling on citizens to unite against what he labeled a rampaging and unhinged UNC government. CNC3 News understands that there are 1,100 monthly paid workers on the company's payroll. And for uncertain former employees, a clear plan is crucial. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
Now, one URP worker tells us the termination letters came as a surprise. The 55-year-old single mother who worked in URP San Fernando Region 8 says many workers broke down in tears after they were handed their letters today. The woman, who has a daughter attending secondary school, says she had been employed there for over a decade. Now she's left wondering how she's going to put food on the table and meet financial commitments. She says there were 14 workers in Region 8.
When everybody wins, remember people have mortgage, we have loans, we have bills to pay and everything like that. Unexpectedly, all they come and tell us. We just hand us a letter. And then on top of that, they tell us, if we want, we could reapply back. Reapply back for what? That's how CPEP starts out. That's how we said CPEP was paid back the job and nothing. We are single parents. Most of people in URP is single parents, and these job CPEPs for restraining is single parents.
Now, San Fernando East MP Brian Manning is criticizing government for what he describes as a callous move.
We believe that San Fernando East in particular is being really victimized by this government. It is callous and uncaring for this UNC government to wait until the opening of the new school term to send people home who would have children in school, who would need supplies, who would need uniforms and so on. It is callous and uncaring. And we believe that the people of San Fernando East are being victimized by this government, and it's something that we are not going to stand for or tolerate.
Manning says he will be meeting with URP workers tomorrow.
Just days before he was expected to return from months of vacation leave, CNC3 News understands that Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram has been asked to resign. We were informed by senior sources that moves are underway to block his return on September 15th. Efforts to reach Public Service Head Natasha Barrow to confirm were unsuccessful. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo says he has no knowledge of any resignation request, stressing that the CMO's post falls under the Public Service Commission. Attempts to get Dr. Parasram were also unsuccessful. Uncertainty over his future first surfaced in May when he proceeded on accumulated leave. At the time, the minister denied he was forced out. Dr. Parasram faced criticism during the pandemic from then opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar, but in 2022, he was awarded the nation's highest honor, the Order of the Republic, for his public health leadership.
Flash flooding left several roadways impassable across northwestern Trinidad this afternoon, causing widespread traffic disruptions. Areas including Woodbrook, Maraval, and downtown Port-of-Spain were affected by torrential downpours that began just after midday. By 3 p.m., a severe thunderstorm intensified, with rainfall continuing into peak traffic hours. Major arteries in and out of the capital were gridlocked, prompting the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government to urge citizens to avoid driving through flooded areas. The flooding has already subsided in most areas, but there were still reports of traffic congestion in downtown Port-of-Spain and Woodbrook. Still to come in the news, Ministry launches probe into Arima North Secondary School fight, promises disciplinary action against those found culpable.
Calypsonians demand audit of TUCO's finances after alleged unexplained $100,000 payout.
Girls football is set for a major boost in the new SSFL season.
At Bagwansing's, Port-of-Spain and Chaguanas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, BRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansing's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansing's, Port-of-Spain and Chaguanas, building value every day.
Okay, I see you. Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right, now kick left, now step forward, now step back. Lucozade, bring the energy.
Police and the Education Ministry are investigating a fight involving a teacher and a student at the Arima North Secondary School.
That's right. 38 seconds of the fight was recorded and shared on social media today. The recording shows the teacher and student pulling at each other's hair, while some students looked and others attempting to stop them. Head of the school-oriented police unit, DCP Junior Benjamin, says while the school is not on the list of 50 schools now being manned by police, it is one that was being closely monitored.
The senior superintendent, Northern North, Ms. Maynard Wilson, would have highlighted that school as one of the areas or one of the schools of great concerns that we should pay attention to. So even though it's not on the list, I would say that we will be paying a lot of attention to it. And I guess as we continue to analyze the list, even from speaking with those in the Ministry of Education, the list itself is not a list that is finalized totally.
Former Education Minister Dr. Nian Gatsby Dolly called on the Education Ministry to come clean on the incident. She questions why the school was left out of the 50 schools monitored by police and what are the criteria for police presence.
In response, the Education Ministry said appropriate disciplinary action will be taken against all those found culpable. Venezuelan Ambassador Alvaro Sanchez Cordero is continuing to dismiss reports of a deadly U.S. military airstrike. He maintained the Venezuelan government's position that a video of the strike, which allegedly killed 11 people aboard a pirogue near Venezuelan waters, may have been artificially generated. The U.S. military claimed it destroyed a drug smuggling ring operated by a Venezuelan criminal organization on September 2nd. Following confirmation by the U.S. government, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar supported the strike, saying, "Kill them all violently." On CNC3's The Morning Brew today, Cordero declined to comment on Persad-Bissessar's statement, but said there is important information yet to be confirmed.
But what I can tell you, again, specifically on the situation that you are referring to, is that we cannot in situations like this, which are quite serious, we cannot go by waiting for debris to come here and there and so on. The United States should have provided the coordinates of where and they never provided anything.
But Cordero argued that the U.S. never supplied coordinates or evidence of the strike, but if true, the action would represent a breach of international law. Despite the government's support of the U.S. intervention, he added that bilateral relations between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago remain strong. On the looming deportation of 200 Venezuelan nationals currently incarcerated in TNT, Cordero said he needed more information. He also explained that U.S. sanctions make it difficult for Venezuela to repatriate its citizens from TNT.
There has always been an issue because, again, in an illegal manner, the United States has sanctioned practically all Venezuelan airplanes. And those are the ones that we used to bring our compatriots back home. So in the case of Trinidad and Tobago government doesn't allow Venezuelan aircraft to come because under the pretense that they have been sanctioned by the United States.
Cordero stressed that Venezuelans at home and abroad hold deep respect for Trinidad and Tobago and that this bond will not be easily undermined by politics. The New York Times is reporting that the vessel appeared to have altered course and turned back before the attack began, possibly after spotting the U.S. military.
Now, one international relations expert is calling on the Prime Minister for further clarity on the incident after the Colombian president suggested that it took place in this country's territory. New debate is igniting over the United States' decision to deploy military force against a Venezuelan boat in Caribbean waters. It comes as the New York Times report has raised doubts about the legality and necessity of the operation, which led to the alleged deaths of 11 members of the Tren de Aragua gang. The vessel appeared to have altered course and even turned back before the attack began, possibly after its crew noticed a U.S. military aircraft monitoring them. Washington maintains the boat was transporting narcotics bound for the United States. Critics argue the operation represented a major departure from traditional anti-drug interdiction methods. It's why international relations expert Dr. Anthony Gonzalez is calling on Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to make public critical details surrounding the airstrike if the incident in fact occurred. Dr. Gonzalez said transparency is necessary given the sensitivity of the matter, particularly after Colombian President Gustavo Petro suggested that the strike, which reportedly killed 11 alleged members of the Tren de Aragua gang, may have taken place in Trinidad and Tobago's maritime space.
There's a lot of speculation taking place and no one is sure exactly what happened. So I think, we are left wondering, if it took place here, if it took place outside. I think that is basically the problem. One has to properly establish that it took place in our waters.
Chief correspondent of El País in Bogota, Juan Diego Quesada, said he does not expect further escalation from Colombia's president.
Legally, it could be a crime that should be investigated. But I suspect that the good relationship between Donald Trump and your country will make the matter fall by the wayside.
Asked if he believed President Petro's comment could signal a fallout in relations between both countries, Quesada was doubtful.
I don't think so, because for Colombia, Trinidad and Tobago is not important, and they are not concerned in this local issue. There is a good relationship, but it's not the big deal for Colombia. Colombia is thinking in America, Venezuela, Ecuador, all these countries, but they don't want to have a bad relationship with Trinidad and Tobago.
He emphasized that while the controversy has sparked diplomatic questions, it is unlikely to develop into a prolonged regional dispute.
And despite the presence of American warships, sea trust fishermen say pirates are still prowling the Gulf of Paria and the Columbus Channel.
While most fishermen in South Trinidad are keeping closer to shore because of the mounting tensions between Venezuela and the United States, they say danger still lurks even in the shallow waters where fishermen now cast their nets.
Today, Radhika De Silva and Ivan Tulsi visited sea trusts for the latest.
Fishermen in Cedras say danger surrounds them, not only in the deep waters, but even close to shore.
I blame Trump for that, because all the people oil is all. Biggest dictator in the world is he. Go in a country, take the resources, divide the people for a puppet, rule, and as the same thing going, he will be Venezuela, who cause and who suffering, Cedras fishermen are the suffer.
They say pirate boats are coming right up to their nets in shallow waters.
The last night, it had a pirating right outside Fullerton. Up to last night, I couldn't pick up my scene. You know, this thing happened. I reached in late here last night. I also leave the scene.
This fisherman lost his net after being chased by the Coast Guard as they fished near the border on Sunday night.
We were picking up the scene, but the scene drift down behind Salado there by the last oil well. And they come, the Coast Guard, and we cut the scene and leave it. And we cut it and leave it.
Just months ago, many were going 8 miles into the open waters. But now they say they're staying within 3 miles of shore, a dramatic shift that's raising concerns about safety, security and livelihoods. Patriotic Front leader Michaela Pandey toured the jetty on Wednesday, noting only one Coast Guard pirogue and no fuel for the vessel. But Cedras councillor Shankar Tilak Singh says they're already trying to improve security near the port, installing lights along the jetty and fixing the jetty.
Work has started by TNTEC installing the lighting towers immediately, and also if you look at the jetty, was total darkness for the officers. But
at Fullerton, fishermen say they too wanted lighting.
They have about 3 poles right outside of Fullerton and it's not lighting, and a real hazard towards fishermen.
They are hoping for an end to the tensions at sea so that they can resume a peaceful life on land. Radhika De Silva, CNC 3 News.
Head of the Prison Officers Association, Gerard Gordon, says he agrees with the decision by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to deport 200 Venezuelan nationals who've been imprisoned locally. Gordon tells CNC 3 News that repatriating people involved in crimes is not an unusual practice. He believes this would ease the strain on prison facilities and infrastructure.
So the 200 who need to be repatriated, I prefer that word, repatriated to their country of origin. It is a move in the right direction, and it should free up some space for us at the prison also.
Gordon also vows that the prison service would continue to work with other arms of the protective services to prevent Venezuelan organized crime networks from forming links in local prisons.
It is something that we try our best to manage, and certainly will continue to attempt to manage that in collaboration with the other arms of law enforcement in Trinidad and Tobago, because crime is crime no matter who does it.
Gordon says any decision intended to enhance security and stability would be supported by his association. Well, today we asked, do you support the move by government to deport 200 Venezuelans as part of a crackdown on illegal migrants?
Here's what some of you had to say.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
I would say yes, but if it is that the government could have an easier way for them to be in Trinidad legally, I think it would have eliminated a lot of the illegal entry to the country.
Well, it depends if the people seek sanctuary and they need help because the state of the country and whatever, you know, it could
seek asylum, find out what is their position.
Yeah, well, that's something good to do there. Huh?
Why?
Yeah, well, they're just coming on we side, and we can go on them side. So better they do that.
Yes, why? Because they're not legal. They need to go back there.
My personal opinion is that once they do something illegal, and if that's the way the government going, well, that's because if we in another country and that happens to us, we get deported as well.
I'm unsure because I know, okay, once you commit a crime in any other country and you are a migrant or illegal or otherwise, you will be deported. However, you know, some of these people are looking for a place to stay.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
In some other news, 2 veteran Calypsonians are demanding answers over a $300,000 payout to some TUCO executive members who did not perform at Dimashqra.
The controversy has sparked concerns over transparency, relocation decisions, and internal accountability.
Now, the TUCO members are calling on Culture Minister Michelle Benjamin to launch a forensic audit into the Calypso organization. Jensen Avend has more.
We are long past Dimashqra night, but 2 members of TUCO are singing the same tune. Controversy is swirling at the organization. Calypsonians Errol Ballantyne and Roger Mohammed say they want answers on the payment of over $300,000 to executive members to not perform at Dimashqra night. This year has been declared the year of Calypso. However, certain TUCO members say they are tired of the executive's song and dance. They're calling on the intervention of Culture Minister Michelle Benjamin, and they want a forensic audit into the finances of TUCO. And while calls and messages to Benjamin went unanswered, the men say they are preparing to have their own audit if the minister does not intervene.
Well, we intend to conduct our audit as well. We already have somebody who's on standby, an auditor to assist us with our audit in the event that the Honorable Minister does not accede to our request. The men also raised concerns over the relocation of TUCO's Belmont office to Woodbrook. But TUCO's President Ainsley King believes the issue being raised now is part of a smear campaign in the lead-up to next year's election, something Mohammed vehemently denies. At this point in time, that is not a consideration, because we don't want it to be said that it's only because we're looking to run for election next year that we're bringing these issues to the fore. Paria and I are speaking here this morning as representatives of the financial members of TUCO.
King said the matter is an internal one and should have been handled as such.
And if one should ask the question, why would people do something like that without even coming to the president to find out what is going on? Because I heard them say they tried to reach me, which was a blatant lie. So what I'm telling you now is that we have taken action to have a meeting, because that is the only place issues like this would be able to resolve.
All 3 Calypsonians say the matter will be ventilated fully at a meeting later this month. Jensen Avend, CNC3 News.
In tonight's Business Watch, Endeavour Holdings sees a significant drop in profits in its last financial report.
Meanwhile, LaFast Motors says there's increased faith in Chinese vehicles in TNT ahead of the launch of its latest brand. Peter Christopher tells us more.
Endeavour Holdings has reported a $2.3 million drop in profits for the quarter ended July 31st, 2025. Chairman John Aboud says net profit after tax for the quarter was $9 million in 2025, down from $11.3 million in the prior year. This, he says, is largely due to increased taxation expenses of $1.3 million and renovation expenses of $0.5 million. He adds revenue from contracts with customers for the quarter was $21.9 million in 2025, a slight decrease of $0.5 million compared to the $22.4 million in the same period last year. He states this decline was primarily due to vacancies at Uptown Mall and CHIC building, which was partially offset by new tenants and rental increases at Price Plaza and Briar Place. He notes rental expenses increased by $0.7 million from $6.2 million in 2024 to $6.9 million in 2025, largely due to expenses associated with Uptown Mall and the CHIC building. The shifting opinion concerning Chinese brand automobiles has encouraged LaFarge Motors to invest in another Chinese brand. The company, which is already seeing good returns as a local dealer for the brand BYD, is set to launch another Chinese brand, Photon, on Saturday. LaFarge sales representative for Photon, Clint Fung, says while the local market remains dominated by Japanese and European brands, there is a growing confidence in Chinese vehicles.
That is the general consensus, and the old way of thinking of these Chinese vehicles are inferior to these vehicles are no longer the perception of the general public right now.
Fung also confirms that Photon is expected to appeal to a different segment of the market and is not to directly compete with BYD.
Photon has been introduced as our commercial line of vehicles, because LaFarge is now getting into the commercial lines of vehicles. So this is one of the reasons we are offering to the general public a different line of commercial vehicles. We did our market research, and the local dealers, there are not many local dealers for the panel vans, and the people have been calling for a lot for these panel vans.
And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Peter Christopher, CNT3 Business Watch.
Still to come in the news, 9-year-old boy assaulted, robbed at San Fernando Play Park.
We had a few showers over eastern Trinidad this morning, but thunderstorms developed over western areas and in the Gulf of Paria by midday. One of them was very intense over Port of Spain and surrounding areas, resulting in flash flooding. Conditions in those areas settled by late afternoon, but we still have some showers moving in from the east. I'll have the details coming up just after the break.
This is a serious problem in Trinidad. What is diabetes?
There are two forms. Diabetes type 1, when your body stops producing insulin. Type 2 diabetes is a result of poor lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes is associated with being overweight, having high blood pressure, at higher risk for heart disease. It is a very serious problem.
Do not wait until it's too late. Let Omega XL be the first step in the right direction.
Get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Do you also find putting on shoes awkward? Do it like me. Put them on easily without using your hands. It's like an invisible shoehorn helping you step right into the shoe. You don't even have to bend down. Just slide your foot in and you're done. Try it. Skechers Slip. Hands free.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale retail, everything for you. A remush, I wanna shop, go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket, hypermarket, Arima, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Hello, Trinidad and Tobago. Have you noticed the XL products at your local pharmacy? Endorsed by cricket star Andre Russell and many more, these supplements represent the pinnacle of natural health solutions, trusted for their efficacy and purity.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria, the root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Hey, man. Where are you? Okay. He said 5 minutes. Anyone want dessert? Maybe he's stuck at the office? Surprise! Not yet, Carl. Bro, I'm literally at the altar right now.
Relax. I'm almost there.
We're like the friend who isn't always late.
You have the rings.
CG United. Good like that.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
Oh no!
You don't be foul to watch corn. The biggest comedy of 2025 now comes to Cipriani College for 2 nights only on Saturday the 13th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 14th at 6:30 p.m.
This is the best play ever. I couldn't stop laughing.
Tickets available at usual outlets and at Cipriani College 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily.
This show nearly made me pee myself. It was fantastic.
The best show you will see this year.
You don't leave foul to watch corn.
Welcome back. A 9-year-old boy was assaulted and robbed at a play park in San Fernando. His mother tells us his son is traumatized and has not attended school this week. The incident happened around 5 p.m. on Friday while the child was playing at the Olera Heights HDC play park. He was approached by a man who punched him on the arm, grabbed his cell phone and ran into the nearby apartment building. The boy's mother explained that she felt comfortable allowing him to play unsupervised because they once lived in the community and she was familiar with the people and surroundings. A suspect was arrested in connection with the case, but he was later released pending further inquiries. The PTA president at Bosse RC Primary is calling on authorities to urgently address a drainage issue that is causing pupils to lose valuable learning time.
Camilla Barrett, whose granddaughter is a student, says classes were dismissed early on the second day of the term. Other stakeholders in the Maraval community say the situation has worsened over the past 2 years, and they believe they have identified the problem, but say it's not one they can fix alone.
Neil Romain and Carissa Lee have more.
Children can't come outside comfortable. And I said it to you about numerous times. And all you can't come and adjust it. What we had to do again, boy, bonfire.
And the school's PTA president is equally frustrated and said she's heard enough excuses.
My granddaughter started here from first year. She's in standard 5 and this is how ongoing.
It's been at least 7 years of appeals to address flooding at Bosse RC Primary School. And the problems persist early into this new school year. As on just day 2, parents were advised by the principal that due to the flooding, classes were cancelled for the day.
The time for talking, and yes, and shifting blame. This one, that one is the counselor, is the ministry, is Sawa Lavantil, is the principal, is the priest, is the Catholic board. Stop it.
According to Barrett, the flooding has worsened over the last 2 years.
Yesterday I was here in the flood to collect my grandchildren, and you could hardly walk in the school. You can't get in the school to get the children out.
What's going on in the school right now? The real hazard.
Mr. Mustafa is both a parent and a resident of Vallard Street, which is next to the school. He's doing what he can to clear water from his home. Mustafa believes they've finally identified the source of the problem.
We crawl under from the LSD side, we got a bank car park, and we crawl all the way in, and there's a fridge that is below there that causing it.
Meanwhile, the corporate secretary and asset manager of Ellerslie Plaza, a nearby establishment, told CNC3 News that the volume and speed of the water were unprecedented and caused significant havoc. Keith Spencer said cleanup is still underway at 5 affected stores and could not estimate the damage.
This would have been the 6th occurrence for September. Today is the 10th, the 6th time for the year.
Meanwhile, Mokor Bossier number 2 councillor Damien Funilia said the plan is to expand the drain. He added that an engineer was on site and is preparing a scope to present to cabinet, with the hope of securing funding in the upcoming budget. Carissa Lee, CNC3 News.
Jamak, it was a nightmare for commuters and persons on regular foot traffic today with all that rainfall and flooding. What transpired?
Definitely. We are in that part of the season. The second half usually has lighter winds. We'll get those hot days, and that heat tends to fuel those afternoon thunderstorms, which we've been seeing almost every day now. And flash flooding, we're accustomed to it in Port of Spain, but in Bossier Village, that seems to be relatively new, having spent a lot of time there growing up, have family in that area. So hopefully they can get it resolved. Now let's take a look at the satellite. We still have those 2 tropical waves in the Atlantic Ocean with the ITCZ between them. Wave number 31 has been flagged by the National Hurricane Center for development, but chances are still low at 20%, and conditions are not looking too favorable for it right now. So taking a closer look at the region, generally fair conditions over the Leeward Islands today. A few showers over the windwards, and of course we had those thunderstorms over Trinidad today. Just off to our immediate east, we have a few showers which are expected to move in overnight. But that large cluster of thunderstorms is expected to move north of us. Also, while there may not be much activity visible on the satellite to our immediate east just here, that area actually contains a lot of moisture indicated by the orange and red colors on your screen, and that will tend to fuel those afternoon thunderstorms over the next day or two. So getting into the forecast for tonight, generally fair to partly cloudy with a few showers, the odd one becoming heavy over Tobago and eastern areas of Trinidad. Overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 25 in Tobago. Those temperatures will tend to be a bit lower in the valleys and rural areas. Tomorrow, showers are expected to be a bit more widespread, so those who were roasting today while Port of Spain was flooding should get some temporary relief. Heavy showers are possible over both islands, but the more intense activity may still favor the western areas of Trinidad. Sea conditions are slight to moderate with waves around 1.5 meters in open waters and calm to smooth in sheltered areas, but conditions may become choppy at times, especially near those heavier showers and if they are accompanied by gusty winds. Otherwise, the winds are generally expected to be out of the east to east-northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Now looking ahead, the Saharan dust that we observed today will move off to the west by tomorrow. Friday, the winds are expected to be very light, so the afternoon thunderstorms may develop a bit further inland from the west coast. Otherwise, the afternoon thunderstorms will dominate the western coastline of Trinidad for the majority of the forecast period. Just Sunday has a lower chance of rainfall so far, so that may be the beach day if you're trying to plan ahead. But we may still get a few afternoon showers on Sunday.
All right, thank you so much, John Mark. Well, still to come in the news, TNT joins the global call to change suicide narrative. Tonight, we share warning signs and how you can help a loved one in need.
So let's start by explaining insurance concepts.
Insurance is one of the most misunderstood financial instruments.
If you don't have it and something happens, well, you're kind of out of pocket.
Insurance is a financial tool to mitigate against the risk that we face.
So what happens to somebody that if they lose their job in the middle of their policy?
If the pool of money dries up, the money has to come from somewhere.
Right.
Tune in on CNC3 this Friday at 8 p.m.
There's a new Cricks back with colors that pop. Huh? Yeah, say colors that pop. Same great Cricks that's in all your shops. Shop, all your shops. Fresh new look, delicious to see. It looks so good, it's delicious to see. With toppings on top of me real hungry.
Yeah, boy, real hungry.
Cricks, new pack is a hit. Best food, yeah, so no sick. Ready for the short thing to fix your mix? Just reach for the new pack. Reach for your Cricks. Get your Cricks today. New look, same vital supplies.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinray's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinray's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinray's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
Welcome to Food Baskets.
system? Contact the experts at Voice Outsourcing. In office or remote, our phone system allows you to take every call. Grow your bottom line by offering excellent customer service. Call 217-1895 or 628-8182 or email today.
Do you also find putting on shoes awkward? Do it like me. Put them on easily without using your hands. It's like an invisible shoehorn helping you step right into the shoe. You don't even have to bend down. Just slide your foot in and you're done. Try it. Skechers Slip. Hands free.
Today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and psychiatrist Dr. Varma Diyal Singh says there are certain conditions which predispose individuals to suicidal tendencies.
In tonight's Wellness Wednesday, we take a look at some of the indicators and what we can do to help. Janelle Bernard has more.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
According to the World Health Organization and the International Association for Suicide Prevention, an estimated 720,000 people die by suicide worldwide each year. Today, September 10th, people and organizations across the world join together to bring awareness and offer solutions. And here in TNT, psychiatrist and secretary of the Association of Psychiatrists, Dr. Varma Diyal Singh, says there are some clear risk factors, including mental illness, which increases the probability of someone taking their own life.
If you suffer from depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, that will now give us a higher factor where this person might want to harm themselves.
He says there are also physical factors such as debilitating illnesses.
For instance, if you have a chronic pain disorder, chronic arthritis, so you may have an elderly person, arthritis, they can't move about, chronic pain disorder, you have coexisting medical disorders.
Societal demands, including family and relationship issues, also play a major part in suicides.
Substance abuse. So some people may decide, I have stress, I don't want to deal with it in a traditional way, I reach out for substance. So all these will be risk factors. The other risk factors too is if one of your relatives has died by suicide, that increases your risk.
What should someone look out for?
When you're looking at the sleep patterns changing, when you're looking at that person just even thanking people, thank you for being around. And sometimes, if suddenly you get a calm after somebody who's depressed, that might be instant that something is happening that is different.
And how can you help someone?
Don't do it alone. You may need to reach out to even a relative, a good aunt. So if that aunt could check in on that person, you could reach out to a priest, a pastor, pundit. So at least you have now widened that network where persons can help you. And then, of course, you reach out for professional help.
The theme for World Suicide Prevention Day is changing the narrative on suicide. This calls on us all to challenge harmful ideologies, reduce stigma, and foster open, compassionate conversations about suicide. Janelle Bernard, CNC3 News.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
All right, let's now check in with Jassy for the latest in sport.
Thank you, Jesse. Here's what's up after the break. Reigning champs Barbados Royals remain unbeaten in this year's Women's CPL. And Smalley and the Maloney Pacers dethrone Striker Nets as North Zone basketball champions. Stick around. Sport is next.
Your immune system is your first line of defense. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is enriched with zinc, ensuring that your body stays resilient. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
What should your parents use to fight inflammation?
Omega XL.
What do you think I should take, babe?
My mommy and daddy should use Omega XL to fight inflammation.
Do you also find putting on shoes awkward? Do it like me. Put them on easily without using your hands. It's like an invisible shoehorn helping you step right into the shoe. You don't even have to bend down. Just slide your foot in and you're done. Try it. Skechers Slip. Hands free.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much I wanna shop, flip, go view. Food Basket, the nation's Marketplace Shogunas, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Feeling off balance? Your body might be missing AMPK. It's your natural reset, regulating how your body stores fat and processes sugar. Berberine Plus activates AMPK, helping your cells use energy better, reduce fat, and keep sugar levels in check. Berberine Plus, now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose, and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Welcome back. It's time for sport now. Last evening, Trinidad and Tobago's senior men's football team suffered another setback in their quest to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. TNT's second match of the CONCACAF final round saw the Warriors battle but end up short against the Reggae Boys at the National Stadium in Jamaica.
For all of Friday's promise against Curaçao, Trinidad and Tobago's senior men were yet to open their account in the CONCACAF final round. Against the Group B leaders in their Kingston office, the odds were stacked. Head coach Dwight York was forced into 2 changes, replacing the suspended pair of captain Kevin Molino and defensive midfielder Daniel Phillips with Wayne Frederick II and Stephen Yates. Levi Garcia was again the tip of the spear and stand-in captain on the night. In the 29th, TNT found the net. Garcia into space, sat his man down and started the game's first goal. Or so he and the rest of TNT thought. Replays showed the video assistant referee was right to strike it off. Defensive indecision in the 35th rubbed salt in the wound. Jamaica's Bailey Kadamar-Terry showing no hesitation, finding a yard and putting the hosts in the lead with his first international goal. 1-0 at the half, and TNT with it all to do in the second. In the 46th, Frederick's bid for his first in the red, white and black went wide of the upright. At the other end, Jamaica had better luck. Barging their way into the TNT final third, John Russell found the ball in his stride, off Henry's head, 2-0 in the 57th. TNT needed something to turn the tide, and in the 63rd, after some concerted pressure, Garcia was again on spot to bag. However, VAR once again foiled the TNT forward. The captain had an unfortunate offside hat-trick in the 72nd. A night of fine margins meant the 2-0 scoreline stood at the final whistle, as TNT ended the first of 3 final round windows with a single point. Elsewhere in Group B, Curaçao won a seesaw battle with table proppers Bermuda. Tahith Chong scored a neat brace in the 14th and 26th to put the Dutch Islanders ahead 2-0. But then Kane Critchlow sliced that in half in the 35th, and Jair Parfit-Williams levelled in the 42nd. However, Tyrese Noslin's 75th minute winner restored the natural order, as Curaçao picked up its first win of the final round. Those results saw Jamaica stay top, perfect on 6 points, Curaçao's second with 4, and Trinidad and Tobago third with 1. Bermuda are yet to get off the mark. TNT is next in action in October, away to Bermuda on the 10th, and then away to Curaçao on the 14th. Jovan Ravello, CNT3 Sport.
Well, following last evening's defeat, head coach Dwight York called the result a blow, given his team's exertion in Kingston. TNT had 55% possession, completed 73 more passes with a 78.4% pass accuracy, and had 3 more shots than the hosts.
It's a defining moment in the game. We all know that goals really change the momentum in the game, and we felt we scored a genuine goal first half. We felt also that a penalty which we should have gotten, and then that wasn't given. So when you're constantly getting rejected, I can understand.
TNT now has a month to recover from this international window, and York believes hope isn't lost.
We got to make sure that when we come together again that we take care of the games in front of us. That's all we can concentrate. We can't change the dynamics of the results now. Of course, we play Bermuda next. They're coming off a 2 defeat. So that I will say looking at it from our point of view, that it's a must-win game to get us back into the thick of things. But it's certainly not over.
Staying with football, the 2025 Secondary Schools Football League was launched today at the Atterbolden Stadium. And the biggest news coming out of it was confirmation of a girls' premiership division. Caston Cupid has the details.
The race for secondary schools football supremacy will get going on Saturday when the boys' premiership division kick off round one action. On Friday, the customary Super Cup clash between last season's Intercal champs St. Benedict's College and league winners Fatima College will officially open the league. SSFL President Maribi Gonzalez says 2025 will be a groundbreaking year for the nation's largest youth football organization.
For the first time in the opening, we'll be having a girls' game, the girls' premiership game.
That means Big Five winners Pleasantville Secondary will take on Intercal champs St. Joseph's Convent, Port of Spain. But the good news didn't stop there. Gonzalez says the TTFA has committed to sponsoring the first ever SSFL Girls Premiership Division.
It is crucial, it's critical, it's very important. Why? Because we don't have any gender bias in the SSFL, and since we have been placing a lot of interest and the boys have been trained tremendously well, the girls are an integral part of our SSFL. We have a platform for them. So why not also give them a premiership division?
All 5 of last season's girls zonal winners will play each other twice in a league format to crown a champion.
I'm really excited for this new opportunity, as a lot of teams across Trinidad, we haven't got to play them. So I hope that with this installation that we get to play more teams.
I think it will help us a lot, because playing in zones, we don't really get as much games in South because teams don't want to play us. So I think that getting this, we will be able to push forward and try to strive to be the first person to win this trophy.
Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Girls football to women's cricket. Chamari Atapatu wrecked the Trinbago Knight Riders women with a spell of 4 wickets for 7 runs as the Barbados Royals stayed unbeaten in 2 matches played in this year's edition of the WCPL. Here's Ian Wason with more.
After choosing to bat, Kiana Joseph and Shamari Athapatu started things off for Barbados Royals with a 59-run partnership. Joseph dominated that combination with some crunching blows. For TKR, Jazara Claxton struck first with Athapatu dismissed on 14. Then the dismissal of Georgia Redmayne began a 4-wicket slide for the addition of 19 runs, including back-to-back wickets for Deandra Dutton. Joseph's was the last of the 4 wickets to fall in the rush. Samara Ramnath the bowler, Joseph made 63, Royals 91 for 5. But fellow West Indies batter Casey Knight held the innings together, hitting 4 fours in a unbeaten 33. The reigning champions made 137 for 6 from their 20 overs. TKR's start was horrendous, losing 2 wickets with 1 run on the board. Shanetta Grimmond with wickets from consecutive balls. After a brief recovery between Leslie and Jess Jonasson, Athapatu began her demolition job, bowling Jonasson for 10 and doing the same to Shabika Gajnabi 3 runs later. Lee fought fire with fire in an unbeaten 39, but the wickets continued to fall. Athapatu finished with 4 for 7 as the Royals smothered TKR 78 all out in 15 and a half overs. Barbados winning by 59 runs. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Well, the Maloney Pacers completed their conquest of the North Zone Basketball League last evening, sweeping Straker-Nets in the finals. With the help of 33 points from Akil Boyd, Pacers completed a 77-70 win that clinches the best of 3 series.
The Pacers won Game 1 by 25 points on Saturday and started Game 2 with clear and obvious intent to repeat the result. Akil Smalley Boyd scored 11 points in the first quarter as the Pacers led 19-11 after 10 minutes. Pacers on a walk in the park. But Straker-Nets tried to stay alive in the series. This hustle play led to a layup to Tristan Benjamin, but the Pacers were still leading 39-24 at the half. But the third quarter belonged to the Nets. Sadiki Guerra scored 11 points in this period. Out of his 22 points overall, that start line led his team. But Smalley kept the Pacers in front despite that lead being chipped away. They went to the break with a 9-point lead, 53-44. The fourth quarter was even. Guerra threatened with this step-back 3. But for Pacers, Smalley completed a 33-point game, 10 of them coming in the last period. Shaquille Lewis, who scored 11 points overall, hit this three, trying to spark a last-ditch fight back. The red-hot Guerra also fancied the fight, but it wasn't enough as the Pacers held on for a 77-70 win to take the series 2-0 and win the North Zone Championship in an unbeaten run. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
In regional news, Jamaica has lost a football icon, and the Falcons must make do without Graves. Jamaican football icon Alan Skill Cole has passed away at the University of the West Indies Hospital in Kingston, Jamaica following illness. He was 74 years old. Hailed as the greatest football talent the island has ever produced, Cole's international debut at just 15 years old made him the youngest player ever selected for the Jamaican national team. Over a storied international career, he dazzled fans and confounded opponents with his technical ability and flair. Cole played professionally in the United States with the Atlanta Chiefs before a landmark move to Brazil. He was also known for his deep personal friendship with Jamaican reggae icon Bob Marley. Weeks after Antigua and Barbuda Falcons head coach Paul Nixon apologized to Cricket West Indies after accusing them of not revealing the true extent of the player's injury, the Falcons have announced that all-rounder Justin Graves is ruled out of the remainder of this year's CPL. Graves has not played a match so far this tournament, while the Falcons are third in the standings and play their final preliminary match against the Guyana Amazon Warriors tonight. And for tonight's Sport High, a dead ball worldie.
Playing for Mauritius, William Francois let this rocket in their African World Cup qualifier fly. Yes, a beauty from way out. So, Mr. Francois, for your eye for goal and the beautiful technique to match, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
All right, thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take a break. Stay with us right here on CNC3.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Do you know that Neo Eyewear was the first to offer the Ray-Ban Meta glasses in Trinidad?
And yes, they are genuine and authentic with different colors and sizes to match your style. With these glasses, you can listen to music, take calls hands-free, pictures, and even videos.
And yes, they offer a free eye test.
And back to school sale, frames, lens for $200. You heard me right, $200 for frames, lens, eye test, everything. So what are you waiting for? See your way with Neo Eyewear.
Don't forget, we have Food Basket Superstore right here in Arima. Come see for yourself. From stationeries to household items and so much more. Right here at Food Basket Superstore in Arima.
I really love the variety. There's something for everyone here.
Welcome back. Internationally, conservative activist and Trump ally Charlie Kirk has been pronounced dead after being shot at an event in Utah on Wednesday. The 31-year-old father of two was answering a student's question at the Utah Valley University when a single shot was fired. Videos circulating on social media show Kirk holding his neck, then collapsing. Students attending the event were then seen fleeing the scene in panic. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed Kirk's death and offered condolences to his family. He also ordered flags to be flown at half-mast in the U.S. A search for the suspect is still ongoing. Kirk was a prominent pro-Trump activist and conservative media personality in the U.S.
It's time to recap our headlines. Hundreds of URP workers sent home. Government says it's all part of a plan to restructure the organization.
Despite government support of U.S. intervention, Venezuela's ambassador says bilateral relations between his country and Trinidad and Tobago remain strong.
In sport, head coach Dwight York sees life in TNT's World Cup campaign still, even after the Warriors lose 2-0 to Jamaica in Kingston.
And in the weather, scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast again for tomorrow.
But that's how we end the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdev.
I am Jassy Marik.
And I'm Jean-Marc Ramprasad. Have a good night.